Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very interesting episode of my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about something that has been really been on my mind for a while now, and it's about the whole superhero Mount Rushmore thing. Which superheroes really belong on their version of Mount Rushmore? Now, I know we all have our opinions. We all have our opinions on who we like and who we don't like. But we really come to an agreement on who belongs on that Mount Rushmore list. We rarely come to an agreement on who truly belongs there. Plus, I think we allow our personal bias or family blindness on what greatness is really all about. And this is not my Mount Rushmore of superheroes. This is, I think, that belongs on the one true Mount Rushmore of superheroes based not on my love for them and my appreciation for them, but based on their legacy, based on their legacy and their influence and impact in pop culture. Not based on, popular, oh, I like this guy, he belongs there. No. To me, Mount Rushmore should be based on the individual's legacy through the impact, influence these superheroes have had in our pop culture. Now, the first spot, this to me a no-brainer. Even though he wasn't exactly the first superhero, there were superheroes that came before him, but this is the one superhero that truly, through his not only his popularity, but through his success and recognition and impact and influence in our pop culture, has created a massive over the years. It has created a massive renaissance of superheroes, not just in the realm of comic books, but throughout pop culture, media, and entertainment in general, like movies, video games, television, anime, manga, on the Japanese side of things, that type of stuff. And that person is none other than Superman. I mean, Superman, granted, you can love him, you can hate him, you can whatever. You got to respect him. He belongs on Mount Rushmore because of his influence and impact in our pop culture. He was the one whose not only popularity but massive success helped create a massive renaissance of pop culture, He'd be if it wasn't for Superman, I don't think we would love, respect, we would love, respect, appreciate, nor know about superheroes the way we do today if it wasn't for Superman. Um hold on, me ignore this for 1 second. Um but you know, whenever a new superhero comes out, they're immediately automatically compared to Superman. Not just in terms of powers and abilities, but in terms of design, in terms of their character, their personality, their attitude, their sense of due diligence and heroism, all that stuff. You know, he to a lot of people is considered the archetype of what a superhero is and what a superhero should be. Now the next spot is with another no-brainer, and that is Batman. Batman. He is all about instilling fear through vengeance. He is about, in a lot of ways, vigilanteism. Granted, a lot of his characteristics were inspired by the Shadow, which Batman did mention himself in one of his earlier encounters with the Shadow, especially during the Silver Age of comic books. But Batman represents vigilanteism, and it's something kind of us a lot of ways we kind of feel we want to take the law into our own hands, and that's something that Batman has done. You know, he's about in some ways being a vigilante, a good one that's willing to work with the police. Next one on the list, the next spot is this is another no-brainer to me, and that is Spider-Man. Spider-Man changed the game. He added another his inclusion into the superhero genre added a dimension to fiction, not only to superheroes but to fictional characters in general, that a lot of people still appreciate about him today, and that is relatability. Spider-Man is one of the most relatable superheroes as well as fictional characters of all time. Stanley wanted to create a superhero that wasn't a prototypical teenager where he was often a side character or a sidekick to the adult to the superheroes. Spider-Man was able to be a successful superhero while dealing with his own personal problems. And that has been the massive popularity of the character. It's his ability to not only be a relatable person, but also still be an effective and efficient superhero. He was the first teenage superhero to be his own dude. He is her own dude. And it inspired the future generations of excellent solo teenage superheroes like Static Shock and Danny Phantom. Think about that for a moment there. Now, the final spot to me, this is a no brainer. She, to me, is the greatest female, it's not only the greatest female superhero of all time, she's the greatest female hero of all time, and that is Wonder Woman. Behind every great man comes every great woman, and Wonder Woman fits that mold perfectly. The best way I can describe Wonder Woman, she's basically the ultimate tomboy. She can be your hot date, but at the same time, she can also play rough with the big boys. That's who Wonder Woman is. She is that chick. She is that woman. She is her, if that's a thing now. But yeah, she's all about true feminism, where she is about females getting the same opportunities as men, but also respecting men, trying to mend the ties in the relationship between the male and female half of the population. None of this man hating bullshit that a lot of these feminists try to pull today. She's also about peace, love, and most importantly, compassion. That has been one of the sole characteristics of Wonder Woman, and that's one thing I've always loved about her ever since I was a young child. Well, not only me, but millions of people. That's what she's been known for throughout the years. I'm gonna ban. Oh my, mind blowing. Okay. So yeah, those are my. That's really the people that belong on Mount Rushmore because of their impact in pop culture. So yeah, there's that. Now let's see. Um, just my mother. So what? I'm not in it. And shut. There's a. Are you a fucking? Are you a fucking? Uh, hmm. Days. I had a snack and I took a bit of a nap too. Had a long day today. Gary K. Jr. Mm. Hi. Hmm. New to your YouTube. Thank you for coming. Hmm. We're talking Jets. Hmm. Um, I do a superhero thing, and yeah, people want to talk Jets. Not that I have a problem with it, but it's like whenever I come here, it's like they want to talk Jets more than anything else. I'll do it later. Busted? What are you talking about? Yeah, yeah, but that's not. Yeah, you see, Gary King, you don't understand. Mount Rushmore, but this was um about superheroes who've had a major influence and impact in pop culture, not about personal favorites. The fuck? Oh, it's a fucking scam. Promise was scam being bullshit. I'm tired of, part of me is like, I know. Gary King, you're entitled to your fandom, but what I mean by if we're gonna if we're gonna put Mount Rushmore, everyone may have. I'm not saying everyone shouldn't have their own personal, but the Mount Rushmore that I talked about today, where we put superheroes on there, not based on popularity or people's love for them, but their legacy. Based on their influence and impact in our pop culture. I did say something, Rick, and you probably just missed it. But I did put Superman up there. He belongs up there. Like, um, you know, I know everyone. Can you say hi to your mom? Sure, I can. Bring her on, Zoink. Bring her on, Zoink. Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn's not a superhero. She's more of an anti-hero. Nowadays, she is. For years, she was like a villain, but now she's more of an anti-hero role, somewhat. But when if we're gonna have Superman has to be on there. Period. Based on his legacy, his impact on pop culture. Black Panther, yes, in some extent. Um, he's definitely a great character, but I don't watch Spidey and Friends. I don't watch all that kid stuff. I don't watch that. No, I don't watch that. But Black Panther is definitely a great character. But he's if I was to put a Mount Rushmore of black heroes or minority superhero, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm of superheroes of different races and ethnicities, and Black Panther is definitely up there because he was the first black superhero ever created. His success and popularity, well, more so not just his popularity but his success, spawned Luke Cage, John Stewart, Green Lantern, Blade, all that type of stuff. So yeah, plus you have you know um I like them both, Gary King. Granted, Marvel's movies, even though they have been very inconsistent in recent years, have been better for the most part. I grew up loving both franchises equally. I think their comics are fantastic for the most part. But yeah, that's oh, Howard the Duck. I think he's an interesting character, but I heard his movie from the 1980s was abysmal. Which don't get me wrong, he's been done better in the MCU thanks to better technology and stuff. But he's definitely an intriguing character. I'll tell you that much. M. Morris is has the well. Let's see this one. That's your Marvel Mount Rushmore. I would put Cap America up there for damn sure. Spider Man definitely. Wow, Black Bolt. That's a good one. I love me some Black Bolt. Black Bolt was is one of my favorites too. Not in my top 10. Well, if I was to put the Mount Rushmore Marvel, I would put in Spider Man definitely, Wolverine, Hulk, and then Captain America. That's my Marvel Mount Rushmore one. It was my favorite, really. You loved it. A lot of people didn't like that movie, but hey, more power to you. Charles, you seem like a Leather Boy fan. Is that supposed to be like a horror film character? Because I don't really watch horror. Anyways, Ricky, welcome to the show. Thor, Wolverine, Cap America, and Deadpool. Okay, that's your personal favorite Mount Rushmore. That's fine. Wolverine definitely. Cap America definitely. No Leather Boy from never heard of. From Marvel, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. No women on Mount Rushmore. Well, I did say Wonder Woman. She definitely belongs on there. But in terms of theme, what Hemsworth was the best. I disagree with this. Swamp Ranger. It was a great movie, but I disagree with this. Leather Boy is a villain. I think no superheroes have more impact. That is very true. That is very, very true. No, that's very true. They belong on Mount Rushmore. Do I have an issue with Batman being on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Absolutely not. But I don't think he should have been in it before Superman. That's just me personally. If you want me to do a video on that, do I think? Well, there are Batman. I'm not saying he doesn't look. I'm not saying Batman doesn't have. He definitely belongs on the Hollywood Walk of Fame because of his tremendous success in television, in film, in video games, in merchandising. They are the most recognized literary characters. Are two of the most. That is 100% correct. I mean, I will say this: Batman has had more films, and he's had. Isn't that really? The Batman star the Holly is next to Adam West star. Well, it makes sense. It's deserving so because Adam West, he did play Batman and did a damn good job, as far as I'm concerned. But hold on a second. I like Thor's character. And the whole Thor and the is based on Norse, but that is very true. And then we did a great feeling it could be real. Yeah, that's what I loved about it too. If you guys want me to review some of my favorite MCU movies, please let me know in the chat. I'll be more. Where does Captain America Steve Rogers rank on your favorite superheroes list? Uh, he's in my top 10. He was. He's in my top 10 overall. Um, and when it comes to Marvel, he's in the top five. Without question, he's in my top five. Big fan. Hey, Zach, welcome. Adam West was the Batman dude. So you tell my parents will tell you too. They were the bat. He was their Batman too. He was the hindsight lad or matter eater lad. Best wingman. Oh, that's I did too. I feel like DC turned Superman what? Into gender neutral softies? The hell are you talking about? No, he. My mother loved him as the Joker too. My mother loved him as the Joker too. He was a great Joker. I may do a video on why I think Cesar Romero's Joker is underappreciated. Yes, they're from the Legion of Superheroes. Yes, I remember them. I like the Legion. Granted, they're like a big ass team, but they're a good team in my opinion. Um, this question, I'm glad someone asked me this. I don't hate either one of them. I definitely like Tom Holland, Spider Man. Andrew Garfield, I didn't mind. But Tobey Maguire because he got me into Spider Man. Tobey Maguire. I read. Yeah, you told me you read a lot of comic books. It's Tobey Maguire because he got me into Spider Man. Um, which one is your favorite out of my list? Um, let's see. I loved him as a Joker. From DC. God, why the hell is this thing so freaking slow? Richard Burgess Meredith was a great Penguin, and it's not because I'm a bigger that would be asinine. Here's like if I'm sorry, I think he's that can play. Oh, um, Matter Eater lag because I think his power is silly. I do like Bouncing Boy. Um, yes, I can't wait for Daredevil Born Again. Original Penguin Burgess Meredith was great, but he did a great job. Swamp Ranger, he did a great job. His iteration of Batman. But you have to understand, he did Harry Potter before he did Twilight. As good or better than Defoe. You goddamn right, motherfucker. Willem Dafoe is the greatest Green Goblin ever. Whenever ever I read Green Goblin in the comic books, I hear Willem Dafoe's voice. I'm sorry to all those who played him before and after him, but when I think of Goblin, I think of Willem Dafoe, baby. I think Tom Holland is the closest to the original version of Spider-Man. Yes, I definitely agree because he plays both so well. People felt that as much as they loved Toby, they say, well, he. A lot of people felt that as much. Look, I still love Tobey Maguire's portrayal of the character immensely, but I felt he was a better Peter Parker than he was as Spider-Man. While I don't hate Andrew Garfield, there were sometimes I felt he was a better Spider-Man than he was as Peter Parker. While while Tom Holland does a great job at being both. That's the difference. Um, yes, Swamp Ranger, I am into for. I am. in the Star Wars. I love to see Joseph Morgan as the Joker. What I think Star Wars is great. It's not as great as it used to be, but I love the original trilogy. The only thing I liked about the prequels was Revenge of the Sith. The only entry I liked of the prequels was Revenge of the Sith. Um, um, I gotta rewatch the sequel trilogy, but I still have a lot of love for Force Awakens. Who's my favorite character in Star Wars? Oh God, my number one. Well, I know what you mean, Swamp Ranger, but I do like if you were to ask me, I love The Force Awakens. That's one of my favorite Star Wars movies. But as for if you were to ask me who do I like in the who's my favorite installment, I don't know. I gotta rewatch the original trilogy again. I gotta watch that. Which, but I remember loving the original trilogy as a kid. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So no, I have not seen Mr. Robot. C3PO is one of my favorites. Um, I love R2D2. I love Han Solo. I love Chewbacca, Luke, Obi Wan, Darth Vader. There's a lot of them I like. I don't really have like a number one. I love Yoda. I don't really have a favorite number one favorite Star Wars character. Like that's the goddamn truth. Charles, have you ever watched The Making of Far From Home? God, why is my computer so fucking slow? Where the director said the dude to eight and him doing his own stunts, making it more realistic, is why Tom Holland's the best Spider-Man. Hey, guy did his own stunts. More power to him. My God, I just farted and that shit stinks. Welcome to my world, Zoink. Welcome to my world. Fuck Jar Jar Binks. Fuck that character. Joseph Morgan. Okay, look him up. Call me fucking Chucky Wucky. He played, bro. I gotta catch up on Titans, bro. I know who. Whatever, Addison. Whatever. Oh god, is the greatest. I don't know about this one in movie history. His rise to the top. and fall to the dark side than redemption's grit of good versus evil. Um, he's one of them, but I wouldn't go that far. Gentlemen's Club or comics? I'd say comics for now. His movie sucked. I love the Revenge of the Sith. Episode 1 sucked to me. Episode 2 sucked to me. Episode 3 I love. If you had to choose, I'd say comics right now because I mean Gentleman's Club, obviously I'm a fucking sexual deviant, but here I'm a Charles, I'm going to miss your live streams when I move. I have yet to watch Jumper. In its entirety. Hayden Christensen's a god. I disagree with that one, Rick, and I love Revenge of the Sith. I liked Revenge of the Sith, so I have to disagree with you on that, Rick Kent. Really? Interesting, Addison. Revenge of the Sith and Empire Strikes Back are my favorite Star Wars films. Interesting. As for my favorite, I would probably would say my top three, and it's of the Jedi. Randall. It's a good one. There's some shit. I have to see Rogue One. I still have to see the Han Solo movie. I heard they're pretty solid, but I would say, you know what? Maybe my favorite of the original trilogy is Return of the Jedi. It's probably Return of the Jedi, Episode 6. Episode 6, Force Awakens. Um, I'm trying to say is that, and I love The Force Awakens. I still love that movie. Solo's a waste of time. Rogue One is the best of the post first trilogy Star Wars movies. Nothing Disney ever touched. I disagree about that. I'm surprised you haven't seen Rogue One. I want. I know you said. Um, I will definitely see it, and I'm still gonna try to check out the. I know you guys said it wasn't great, but I still want to see it for myself. You know what I'm saying? Spaceballs, for guys who do not know, um, Spaceballs is my favorite movie of all time. I just freaking love that movie. Charles, what color will your lightsaber be? What color would your lightsaber be? I would say rainbow to be DEI. No, I'm just kidding. Um, what color would my use the swords? Yes. Um, fuck. Um, yeah, I heard the Obi-Wan show was terrible because of the DEI garbage. I would probably would say green or purple. I would say green. I'm gonna go with green. I wouldn't go that far, Swamp Ranger, but thanks. I love Spaceballs. Is it on a freaking? Oh, let me see if it's on a freaking streaming service. I would go with green. I wouldn't say jet green, but just green. Oh, Charles, your thoughts on classic comic color schemes? Heroes blue and red. Come on, you dumb freaking. Heroes blue and red, bad guys green and purple. Hulk's green and purple, so technically, most of the time he is, but he's a good guy. It's interesting. I still gotta watch Blazing Saddles. I heard that shit's pretty freaking hilarious. Obi-Wan show was bad because I'm pretty sure because of poor writing and DEI garbage. See, is Spaceballs on Disney Plus? Ah, what do I mean? Like, woke garbage. Progressively liberal, radical liberal garbage. I mean, what does that mean? Amen. Like, they were for. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That's the stupidest thing. Rick, what I'm trying to say is they were trying to shove a politically liberal agenda. That's what DEI woke means. I mean, look, if you're a liberal, don't take this offensively, but they were trying to shove liberal politics down people's throat in that show. I didn't know you were a conservative, Charles. Yes, I am a conservative. I am a conservative. I Now don't get me wrong. I'm on here. of the woke garbage. Look, Rick, and if I'm upsetting you, I apologize, but you said it twice, Rick. Well, that's. I have yet to watch the show for myself, but from what I heard, a lot of the writing was pretty bad. But as I was trying to say, um, with no meaning. Well, I'm sorry, Gary K. With the politics, but I'm not trying to discuss my political views. Um, but what I'm trying to say is that look, first of all, while I have my own political views, politics is bullshit. Let's be for real. Saying woke, saying woke means nothing. That's true. Saying woke means nothing. I understand what you're trying to say. Politics is bullshit, okay? And as I was saying, politics a lot of times is a measuring con. A lot of times it's very dirty. It's not nice. Everyone has their own opinions on what they support, what they don't support, things of that nature. But I'm just trying to understand what you mean. I understand, Rick Kemp, but hear me out. Growing up, I will tell you this about my family. We were born. I was born and raised a Republican. That's a true statement. I was born and raised a Republican. But and we don't. And from what I've seen from the opposite party, the Democrats, a lot of them, and not all of them, but a lot of them, from what I've seen, from what I've heard from them, they're not that great. Now, when I look at the Republican side, they're not that perfect either. So I eventually became an independent while still maintaining my conservative ideologies. But at the same time, though, um, you gotta understand you can't be blinded by your God damn it. I don't know about woke, but I hate it when they change the gender of certain. I understand what you're saying, Ricky. Don't worry. But I'm not wild about not. I don't lose my mind over that either. I mean, I understand. I was born and raised an anarchist. Oh shit, that's interesting, Ricky. I didn't know about that. But you know, um, as I was saying, but you can't be blinded by your ideology. Sometimes you got to see, even if you are a conservative, even if you are, you can't be allow your ideologies to blind you. Sometimes you got to see it from the other side on what they think. You can disagree, but sometimes you got to see it from their perspective. If you're blinded by your ideology, then you know better than the scumbags that are out there roaming the streets. Get what I'm saying? So, you know, I have some friends that have some liberal points of view. Do I agree with them on them? No, but I hear them out on what they have to say. But yes, I am a conservative. But that, and another thing, what pissed me off is that people assume that because I'm a conservative, that means I'm a Republican. That's not true. There are libertarians, there are liberals, there are moderates, There are that are Republican. Hmm? That's not okay. You guys are talking. So women should stay in the kitchen. I don't think that's what Swamp Ranger is trying to say. You have like people. So you're yes, I. But people notice that you can't, and you can't. And sometimes even though you don't have to, you and you but you if you don't, you don't have to. We will not cast a straight white male. That is stupid. That is just wrong. Look, everyone's it has actually been documented. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, wasn't Daphne Keenan the acolyte? The actress that played X-23? Wasn't she in the acolyte? Don't. Well, it's we're not. I'm going to buy an orange fish and name it Felon. What the hell? Name it Felon. I think she's trying to take a poke at. I watched. What? Wait, what? Is in a picture with four of the chicks wearing shirts that say "The Force is female." Oh my god! What a dumb. You know what? What a dumb idiot. What a dumb woman. She's nuts. Exactly my point. What an idiot. Some are not smart. Yeah, exactly. And we're sorry for getting a little political there. I know some of you guys noticed about my conservative ideology. I hope I didn't offend anybody. Um, I know a lot of people don't like to talk about that kind of stuff, but happen to be in charge of a show. That's not government funded stuff like you're all saying. True, I agree with that. Maybe she was funded by USA. Oh my god. Just haha, maybe. Anyways, I still have yet to. I know a lot of people did not like the last two Indiana Jones films. I enjoyed Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Don't worry, Gary King. We don't really talk politics here, so calm down, okay, buddy? But as I was saying, I didn't. I enjoy. I mean, it wasn't a, what James Mangold. He also directed Logan, which to me was a fantastic movie. I like James Mangold. I think he's a good director. I think he's a good director. But I didn't like Logan. It was slow moving, like oh man, oh you don't like slow moving films. I understand. I thought it was a great freaking movie. Mangold should be allowed anywhere near action. I think he's a good director, Rick Camp, but you're entitled to your opinion. But I heard a lot of negative things too about the last Indiana Jones movie, but I think it's still on. What the fuck is this guy? Had a very long dead spot in the middle of the film. Good ending. Good ending. I love the film. I love the film entirety. I want to watch it again sometime. I may review it on my channel, so stay tuned for that. But What I know, Rick, I know it's your opinion, buddy. You're not insulting anybody here. Was Brave New World as good as was Brave New World as good as Doctor Strange 2, Black Panther 2, and Ant-Man 3, and Guardians 3, and Love and Thunder? Love and Thunder is very disappointing. I don't really like that film too much. Brave New World was a great film, not quite as great as the original three, as the last three Cap America movies with Steve Rogers, but it's still a great film. Um, Doctor Strange 2, I love. I'm a huge Sam Raimi fan. I thought he did a great job with that film. Black Panther 2, I think I can understand why people don't like it, but I enjoyed it for what it was. Thought it was a great tribute. Um, um, Ant-Man 3 was disappointing. Guardians 3 was great. Um, I would put in Black Panther 2. I would put Guardians 3 was great, but not as good as Black Panther 2 nor Doctor Strange 2. Love and Thunder kind of sucked. Ant-Man 3 kind of sucked. I would probably put it right after Doctor Strange 2. Like Black Panther 2, Doctor Strange 2, then Captain America 4. What I did, oh my god, yes. What I did like was the R rating and the gore. Watching him hack people's limbs off is what he's been throughout the X-Men films, which were all PG-13. That is very true. I mean, I love Ragnarok. Ragnarok was freaking great. I'm going, I said, let me know in the chat. You know what? Let me go on here. Hold on one second. We don't really, I mean, it may slip, but we don't really know because of someone. Yeah. Wait, is that go? Of the action was yeah, because he talked iconic and I think he didn't say shh. I know it was yeah, we've seen the Hulk talk like in the guy. Hold on 1 second. Damn it. Say shh. I know it was yeah, we've seen the Hulk talk like in the guy. Bitch. Is my favorite. Poll. I just put a poll in there, guys. Hope you guys like it. Um, as for this statement, the problem with Love and Thunder is that it came after Ragnarok. Yeah, but I wouldn't call it Marvel's best film, but it's definitely one of them. Ragnarok is probably my favorite Thor movie to date. I thought it did a great job at balancing comedy and action. And I thought, Hela was a great villainess in that movie. She was outstanding. The Plus, what happened with Thor: Love and Thunder is that Taika Waititi went a bit with the comedy. I voted yes, but all reviews should be spoiler free. All reviews should be spoiler free. Well, I think we're past spoilers. Like, well, I mean, I think a lot of them were kind of past spoiler free, considering that if you if you've been following the MCU for so many years, you should know what the hell happened in those movies at that point. But if there's one movie MCU film that I gotta review first, it's the first Iron Man, because that movie kickstarted the MCU. If it wasn't for that movie, for its success and popularity, two things wouldn't have been happening. Would have been possible. One, Iron Man becoming the A-list character that he is today, and number two, the MCU wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for that fucking movie. Let's be for real. The first what I meant by that statement wasn't that bad. I understand where you're coming from, Rick Camp, but because Ragnarok was so good, it was paled in comparison. I understand what you're saying, though. I understand what you're saying. So he gets injected with so and we JoJo Townsell. It's just that I know that I'm talking about current films. Not oh, you know what I mean by my favorite MCU movies, Rick Kent. I understand what you're saying, but I'm talking about the ones that came out. My favorite MCU films. I should have been more specific. My favorite MCU films that I loved. Not just the first Iron Man is a great freaking movie. I know it's gonna be. I know people when they go back to 2000, people will say a majority of people say that their favorite movie of that year was Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight. My favorite movie of 2008 was Iron Man, and I'll probably get into a reason behind that. I loved it too. Don't get me wrong. God, because I grew up a huge fan of Iron Man through the comic books. You know what? I'm gonna start one of the films that I'm gonna that okay. Um, Winter Soldier. I reviewed the comic. I will definitely review the movie. But if there's one movie that I think that needs to get a lot more